In a world where the smallest coin is ignored, forgotten, and tossed aside without a second thought, a few legendary Lincoln cents hide a value so shocking it transforms ordinary pocket change into true treasure. These coins slipped through history unnoticed, born from rare minting accidents, impossible low mintages, and secret variations known only to the most dedicated collectors. But today, everything changes. Because you're about to discover the top 3 U.S.-worthy Lincoln 1-cent coins that turn a simple penny into a high-stakes collectible worth hundreds, even thousands. Coins that slipped past millions of hands, coins that survived decades, coins waiting right now to be found by someone who finally knows what to look for. So brace yourself. Check your drawers, your jars, your pockets, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a Lincoln cent the same way again. The treasure you've been overlooking your entire life might just be sitting in the palm of your hand. The history of the 1995 Lincoln cent is a fascinating chapter in the long legacy of America's most iconic coin, the Lincoln penny, which has been in circulation since 1909. The 1995 Lincoln cent continues the design that millions of people recognize instantly, featuring the profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This coin reflects not just the artistry and symbolism of the United States Mint, but also the ongoing evolution of coinage, production technology, and quality control practices during the 1990s. The obverse of the 1995 cent features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. Above Lincoln's head is the inscription, "In God We Trust." To the left is the word liberty, and to the right is the date 1995, followed by the mint mark if applicable. This design has remained largely unchanged for decades, symbolizing consistency and respect for the nation's 16th president. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial design by Frank Gasparro, which first appeared in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, is featured. This design replaced the original wheat ears reverse and has remained on the penny through 2008. The Lincoln Memorial reverse is notable for including a tiny representation of the statue of Lincoln visible between the columns of the memorial, an impressive detail considering the small size of the coin. The inscriptions, United States of America, 1 cent and a pluribus unum appear around the design. The 1995 Lincoln cent was produced at 3 United States Mint facilities, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint coins bear no mint mark, while those from Denver carry a small D below the date, and the San Francisco coins feature an S mint mark used only for proof coins intended for collectors. In 1995, the Philadelphia Mint struck more than 6.4 billion cents. While Denver produced more than 7.1 billion, the San Francisco Mint created about 2 million proof coins, which were sold in special collector sets. These massive mintages reflect how heavily the penny was relied upon in everyday commerce during the mid-1990s. However, the 1995 Lincoln cent is perhaps best known for a remarkable minting error that gained national attention among collectors, the 1995 doubled die obverse variety. This famous error occurred when the hub used to strike. The dies was slightly misaligned during production, creating a strong doubling effect on the inscriptions, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. The doubling is bold and easily visible to the naked eye, making it one of the most popular double die varieties of the modern era, unlike many earlier double die cents, which are rare and valuable. The 1995 double die cent was discovered early in production, allowing many examples to enter circulation. Estimates suggest that tens of thousands of these error coins were released primarily from the Philadelphia Mint. Collectors quickly began searching rolls of 1995 cents, hoping to find this double die variety. The era's popularity sparked renewed interest in coin collecting in the mid-1990s, with major media outlets covering the discovery. The 1995 double die cent became one of the most famous modern-era coins, joining the ranks of earlier varieties, like the 1955 double die cent and the 1972 double die cent. While it is not as rare as those earlier issues, it remains highly collectible and valuable, especially in high grades. Beyond the famous era, the regular 1995 cents also demonstrate the minting standards of their time. By the mid-1990s, the composition of the Lincoln cent had long since changed from the original 95% copper alloy to a copper-plated zinc core, a change made in 1982 to reduce production costs. The 1995 cents are therefore made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, giving them a lighter weight of 2.5 grams, compared to the 3.11 grams of pre-1982 copper cents. This composition change occasionally led to quality issues, such as surface bubbles or plating imperfections, which collectors often note when grading or inspecting coins from this period. In proof form, the 1995's Lincoln cents display sharp details, mirror-like fields, and frosted devices typical of modern proof coins. The San Francisco Mint's proofs are prized by collectors for their beauty and craftsmanship, while the regular strike coins were mass-produced for circulation. The proofs were carefully struck multiple times on polished planchets, creating a stunning contrast between the raised and flat surfaces. The year 1995 also marks an interesting period in the broader context of the Lincoln cent's history. The United States Mint was preparing for major changes that would come later in the 2000s, including the transition from the Lincoln Memorial Reverse to the 4 different designs of 2009, celebrating the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth, and the later Shield Reverse introduced in 2010, the 1995 cent, thus stands as one of the last full decades of the Lincoln Memorial era, representing a continuity of tradition before the design evolution that followed. For coin collectors and historians, the 1995 Lincoln cent offers much to appreciate. It embodies both the legacy of Abraham Lincoln and the technological advances of modern minting. Its famous doubled die variety connects it to the long tradition of minting anomalies that fascinate collectors, and its massive production numbers show how integral the penny remained to American life during the 1990s. While debates over the usefulness of the cent have continued, the 1995 issue remains a beloved and collectible piece of American numismatic history. Whether found in a pocket change collection or preserved in a proof set, the 1995 Lincoln cent tells a story of craftsmanship, tradition, and discovery. Its presence in millions of collections today ensures that the humble penny and the enduring image of Abraham Lincoln will continue to inspire curiosity and respect among future generations. The story of the 1995 Lincoln cent goes far deeper than just its design and production numbers. It represents a pivotal point in American numismatic history, where tradition met modern minting technology and public fascination with coins reached new heights. The Lincoln cent had already been in production for over 85 years by 1995, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. This remarkable continuity connects generations of Americans through a single image of Abraham Lincoln and the ideals he represents. To truly understand the 1995 Lincoln cent, we must look at the historical context that led to its creation and the minting practices of that time. The 1990s were a decade of modernization for the United States Mint. The Mint was refining its quality control systems, adopting computerized die-making technology, and improving the consistency of strikes. Yet despite all these advances, errors like the famous 1995 double die obverse still occurred, which shows how even small imperfections in the die hubbing process could create varieties that became legendary among collectors. During this era, the Mint was also dealing with the realities of inflation and the declining purchasing power of the penny. the cost to produce a 1-cent coin was approaching its face value, due to the rising price of zinc and copper. By 1995, the cent's role in commerce was increasingly questioned, yet the coin continued to be produced in massive numbers because of its cultural and psychological importance. Americans were attached to the penny. It symbolized thrift, honesty, and a tangible connection to the nation's history. In terms of design, the obverse portrait by Victor David Brenner continued to honor Abraham Lincoln's legacy as the president who preserved the Union and ended slavery. Brenner's initials VDB had originally appeared prominently on the reverse of the 1909 cent, but public criticism led to their removal and later reappearance in a smaller form below Lincoln's shoulder in 1918. By 1995, that small VDB had become a permanent and respected detail of the design, a mark of the artist's enduring influence. The reverse of the coin, featuring Frank Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial, had also become an American icon in its own right. When Gasparo designed the memorial reverse in 1959, he wanted to create a sense of national unity and strength. The inclusion of the tiny seated figure of Lincoln inside the memorial was a subtle but profound detail. It connected the image on the obverse with the structure built to honor him in Washington, D.C. By 1995, this design had been in use for 36 years, seen by every generation since the mid-20th century. The story of the 1996 Lincoln cent begins in a world where the familiar face of Abraham Lincoln had already been present on American coinage for nearly 9 decades, and the United States Mint carried forward a tradition that started back in 1909, when the Lincoln cent first appeared to honor the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1996 issue belongs to the long-running Lincoln Memorial Design Series introduced in 1959, which marked the 150th anniversary of his birth, and replaced the earlier wheat ears reverse. The memorial design by Frank Gasparo remained in use for half a century and became one of the most recognized coin designs in American history. By 1996, the memorial cent had witnessed major changes in the world and in the minting process, and each year of production brought its own story shaped by economics, technology, production challenges, and the daily lives of millions of Americans who used these small copper-plated zinc coins in every corner of the country. The year 1996 came during a period when the Lincoln cent had transitioned fully from a bronze composition to a copper-plated zinc plancher. The bronze era lasted through 1982, but rising metal costs forced the mint to switch to the new composition of a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper, creating a coin that looked the same but behaved differently in weight durability and long-term wear. The 1996 cent therefore reflects the era of modern mass production when billions of cents were struck each year to satisfy public demand, even as debates continued over whether the penny should remain in circulation. The Mint produced the 1996 cent at the Philadelphia and Denver facilities, with the Philadelphia Mint striking the majority, as was common for many late 20th century cent issues. Since Philadelphia coins at that time did not carry a mint mark, the absence of a mint mark identifies the Philadelphia strike, while the Denver carry the familiar D on the obverse. For collectors, the 1996 Lincoln cent may seem like a common coin at first glance with huge numbers minted for general circulation. But behind its familiarity lies a deeper story about the evolution of American coinage technology. The presses used in the mid-1990s were highly automated, allowing the mint to produce coins at speeds unimaginable in earlier decades. The zinc planchets required precise handling because their soft cores could easily show signs of damage or plating imperfections, and the mint continued refining its quality control methods throughout this period. The dies for the obverse still featured Victor David Brenner's original portrait of Lincoln, first used in 1909, and celebrated for being the first American coin to feature a real historical person on the regular circulating design. The reverse maintained Gasparo's depiction of the Lincoln Memorial, complete with the tiny figure of Lincoln seated. Inside the monument, a miniature detail that fascinated collectors for generations. The national environment of 1996 also shaped the story of this cent. The United States economy was growing rapidly. Technology was beginning to transform daily life, and the use of coins and paper currency remained essential even as early forms of digital payments started appearing. The mint responded to the high demand for coinage by continuing the massive production levels of the decade, ensuring that millions of 1996 cents flowed through cash registers across the country. From vending machines to grocery stores to gas stations, the 1996 cent became part of the everyday rhythm of American life, and its presence in circulation created memories for countless people who used these coins without ever giving much thought to their history. At the same time, discussions about the future of the penny were increasing. Some economists argued that the cost of producing and distributing the cent was becoming higher than the face value of the coin, especially due to the cost of copper plating and transportation. Others defended the cent as an important American cultural symbol and an essential part of everyday pricing systems. The 1996 cent therefore occupies a moment in history when the future of this long-running denomination was widely debated, yet remained firmly in production and circulation. The Philadelphia and Denver mints created business strike coins for circulation, while the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins for collectors. These proofs carried sharper details, mirror-like fields and frosted devices showcasing the beauty of the design at its finest level. The 1996 S-Proof cent is an important part of the annual proof set and remains a popular item for collectors who appreciate the craftsmanship of high-quality minting. The deep mirrored surfaces highlight Gasparo's memorial artwork in a way that ordinary circulation strikes cannot match, and the overall presentation reflects the pride of the mint in maintaining its proof coin tradition. For error collectors, the 1996 cent brings a number of interesting varieties and minting anomalies. Though not as famous as some earlier or later cent errors, the year does include examples such as off-center strikes, broad strikes, die cracks, plating bubbles, and various mechanical doubling issues. The zinc core structure made plating-related issues more common, and coins with blistered or peeling copper coatings occasionally appear in circulation. These errors tell another layer of the story, showing how mass production and new materials introduced both benefits and challenges for quality control. More dramatic errors, such as off-center strikes, reveal moments when planchets entered the presses incorrectly, offering collectors a glimpse into the high-speed environment of modern minting. The design of the 1996 cent links back to two major artists of American numismatics, Victor David Brenner and Frank Gasparo. Brenner, a sculptor born in Lithuania, brought his artistic vision to the United States and created a portrait of Lincoln that conveyed dignity, strength, and sincerity. His initials VDB became famously controversial in 1909 when they were removed from the coin after public criticism calling them too prominent. Only later were the initials restored discreetly below Lincoln's shoulder. Gasparo, who designed the reverse, served as chief engraver of the mint and left a legacy that includes not only the Lincoln Memorial cent, but also the Eisenhower dollar and many medallic works. The cooperation of these two designs across generations helped shape the identity of the cent for decades, and the 1996 issue stands as one of the many years preserving this enduring artistic legacy. As the end of the century approached, the Lincoln Memorial reverse continued its long run, but changes were on the horizon. The Mint and Congress began developing plans for a renewed emphasis on Lincoln's life and legacy, which would eventually lead to the four 2009 bicentennial designs and the introduction of the shield reverse in 2010. The 1996 cent stands therefore as part of the final stretch of the memorial design era, a period that would soon enter its last decade before transitioning into an entirely new chapter. Collectors today view the 1996 Lincoln cent as a common but historically meaningful issue. Its value in most circulated conditions remains at face value, but in high grades, especially in mint state, with full original luster, the coin can become more desirable. The differences between Philadelphia and Denver strikes appeal to those who build complete date and mint mark sets, while proof collectors enjoy the sharply detailed 1996 S version. The study of each year, including this one, contributes to a fuller understanding of how small changes in minting technology, production volume, and national economics influence even the most ordinary coins in pocket change. In a broader sense, the 1996 Lincoln cent serves as a window into the American experience of the mid-1990s, a time of growth, transformation, and technological acceleration. These coins traveled through the hands of workers, students, families, and travelers. They were saved in jars, they were carried in pockets, they paid for school lunches, bus fares, and daily necessities. They moved constantly across the country, linking millions of people in an unseen network of commerce and human movement. The story of the 1996 cent is therefore not just about the mint, the dies, the presses, or the production numbers. It is also about the people who use these coins every day, forming memories connected to moments both ordinary and meaningful. The Lincoln cent 1997 holds a significant place in American numismatic history as part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial Reverse Design series that began in 1959 and continued through 2008. This coin represents the later years of the memorial design, and was struck during a time when the United States Mint was refining its production processes and transitioning into modern minting technology. The 1997 Lincoln cent was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with no mint mark for Philadelphia and a small D mint mark for Denver. These coins were struck in large numbers with billions produced, ensuring they were widely circulated across the United States. The composition of the 1997 cent continued the same copper-plated zinc formula that had been introduced in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper. Each coin was made of 975% zinc and 25% copper plating, giving it the familiar reddish appearance while being far less expensive to produce than the older all-copper cents. The obverse design features the enduring portrait of Abraham Lincoln created by Victor David Brenner, which first appeared on the Lincoln cent in 1909. This portrait had become one of the most recognized and respected designs in American coinage history, symbolizing honesty, leadership, and the enduring legacy of one of the nation's most beloved presidents. The reverse of the 1997 cent displays the Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparro. The design not only pays tribute to the great structure in Washington, D.C., but also contains a subtle image of Lincoln seated within the memorial, making this the only circulating U.S. coin at the time to depict the same person on both sides. The Lincoln cent of 1997 circulated widely in everyday commerce, but it also attracted interest from collectors due to the potential for minor variations and minting errors such as double dies, die cracks, and off-center strikes. These error coins could significantly increase the value of a 1997 cent, depending on the type and severity of the minting flaw. While most 1997 cents remain common and hold only face value, pristine examples with full red luster and high grades, certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC, can be of interest to collectors, particularly those seeking to complete Lincoln Memorial cent sets. The minting process of 1997 was marked by advancements in DI creation and quality control, as the U.S. Mint continued improving production efficiency and consistency. Coin presses became more automated and accurate, leading to better struck coins with sharper details. However, variations still occurred, which add to the fascination of coin collectors studying this era. The Lincoln cent itself is deeply rooted in American symbolism. Since its introduction in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the longest-running design in U.S. coin history. By the late 1990s, it had become an everyday piece of Americana, a symbol of perseverance and a tribute to the nation's 16th president. The 1997 issue in particular was minted during a decade of technological expansion and growing public interest in coin collecting, fueled by state quarter programs and numismatic awareness. Although it was not a commemorative issue, the 1997 Lincoln cent still serves as a historical snapshot of the United States in the late 20th century, reflecting economic trends, the evolution of minting technology, and the continuing admiration for Lincoln's legacy. Millions of these coins remain in circulation today, though many have developed wear and discoloration over the decades. Still, they serve as reminders of a long-running American tradition, each cent carrying a piece of history in its simple yet powerful design for collectors. The 1997 Lincoln cent represents an essential part of the Memorial Series, bridging the classic and modern eras of U.S. coinage. Its story is one of continuity, craftsmanship, and national pride, making it a fascinating subject for study and appreciation among both casual collectors and dedicated numismatists. The 1997 Lincoln cent stands as an important piece of American numismatic and cultural history, reflecting nearly 9 decades of evolution since the Lincoln penny's debut in 1909. By the late 1990s, the coin had become not just a medium of exchange, but a powerful symbol of the American spirit of unity and perseverance. During this period, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins each year to meet circulation demands across a growing economy. The 1997 cent was a product of both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with combined mintage exceeding 10 billion pieces. These figures demonstrate the immense scale of coin production in the modern minting era and highlight the cent's enduring importance in everyday commerce. Despite inflation and changing spending habits, the Lincoln cent remained one of the most recognized and cherished coins in American pockets. The obverse of the 1997 Lincoln cent retained Victor David Brenner's timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that had appeared on the cent since 1909 and became one of the most famous images in U.S. coinage history. Brenner's original concept was influenced by his admiration for Lincoln as a symbol of freedom and equality. His initials VDB, which had been removed shortly after the first 1909 issue due to public criticism, were later restored in small form on the coin's truncation, where they appeared on the 1997 cent as well. This small detail connects the 1997 issue directly to the cent's earliest history, linking modern minting with its origins in the early 20th century. The reverse design by Frank Gasparo, first introduced in 1959, replaced the original wheat ears reverse and depicted the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Gasparo's design was both architectural and symbolic, capturing the grandeur of the monument dedicated to Lincoln's memory. While also hiding a tiny but meaningful artistic feature, the figure of Abraham Lincoln seated inside the memorial, visible with magnification. This made the Lincoln cent unique among circulating U.S. coins, as it displayed the same individual on both sides, something unmatched in American numismatic history. The 1997 cent also reflects the technological and economic conditions of its era. The transition from copper to copper-plated zinc that began in 1982 was fully established by 1997. The change was driven by rising metal costs that made the production of pure copper cents uneconomical by the 1990s. This new composition, consisting of a 9.75% zinc core with a thin copper plating, had become the standard for all 1-cent coins. This composition reduced costs while maintaining the coin's traditional appearance, though it also led to new issues such as zinc corrosion or blistering in older coins when exposed to moisture. For collectors, 1997 cents, in pristine red uncirculated condition, are particularly sought after as they retain the bright original color that quickly fades with exposure to air and handling, in terms of quality and striking. The 1997 production year was relatively consistent, Though the vast number of coins produced inevitably led to minor variations, collectors often search for error varieties, such as doubled dies, repunched mint marks, broad strikes, and off-center strikes among the 1997 issues. While these errors are rare compared to the total number minted, they can make individual coins worth several times their face value in the coin collecting world. Even small differences or imperfections become treasures as they tell stories of the minting process itself. The 1997 Lincoln cent also came at a time when the U.S. Mint was embracing new technologies for die preparation and coin production. Laser engraving and improved die steel were becoming standard, allowing for greater precision and longevity in the dies used to strike coins. These innovations meant sharper designs, fewer weak strikes, and overall better quality coins reaching circulation. Although these advancements were mostly behind the scenes, they mark the beginning of a new era of coinage that would carry into the 21st century. Historically, the late 1990s represented a stable period in American coinage, with the Lincoln cent still serving as a cornerstone of everyday commerce. Even as discussions about its future had already begun, economists and policymakers debated the usefulness of the penny given its low purchasing power and the costs of production. Yet public sentiment remained deeply attached to the Lincoln cent. Americans saw it as more than just a coin. It was a connection to history, to President Lincoln, and to the ideals of equality and perseverance that defined his leadership. The 1997 cent is part of this emotional continuity, symbolizing a century of trust and tradition beyond circulation. The Lincoln cent continued to inspire collectors worldwide. By the 1990s, Lincoln Memorial cents had become one of the most popular series for beginning collectors because they were affordable, accessible, and rich with history, completing a full date and mint mark set from 1959 through 1997 represented both an achievable goal and a journey through American history, touching on changes in metal composition design technology and minting philosophy. Each coin from the series, including the 1997 issue, holds a story of its own.